Howdy dolly, greetings, and hear ye, y'all. Welcome to the Royal Key. For today's episode, we'll be doing another King's List, but this time it'll be over Married to Medicine, which will be what I'll be getting into this season, or getting into for the next few weeks until the season is up. So I'm going to combine my episode 1 and 2 reviews because I'm getting a little bit backtracked, and other than doing like an episode 1 and then an episode 2, like after I do all of this, then yeah, we gonna get back to the one episode or whatever. But because I watched everything in one sitting, that's my thoughts as I'm making these videos. So I just want to be as real and authentic as possible. So let's get into it. What I love the most about Married to Medicine is that I feel like a lot of the other like wife genre reality television shows, it's so much in relation to their significant other, more so their husband, fiance, boyfriend, and things like that, baby daddy, all those things. Whereas this, it's just in the medical field in general. So it's like we don't just have doctor wives, we have doctors. We have doctors who are married to doctors. So I really like that dynamic. I really love how they pair the like in a lot of the interviews they pair the husband and the wife. Like I love that type of stuff because it's giving you, I feel like it makes more of a richer type of like reality TV experience. It's not just showing one perspective. I mean, it is, it's edited, but it's showing multiple whatever. Anyway, and also like it's organic, it's real, it's genuine. But anyway, away from that. So yeah, so the beginning scene for Married to Medicine was talking about the Black Lives Matter movement, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, COVID, which I think is amazing because in relation to their people in the medical industry in Atlanta, which you know a lot of people call and refer to as like the Mecca of the Black folks, or Black elite. So to speak, and yeah, it was just very interesting. I've seen a few shows throughout COVID, like reality shows, and I think that this one really, I don't know, it really hit me a different way, and I guess because like they are on the front line, they are in the medical field, so like getting a chance to sort of see how it really did have an impact on like their day-to-day lives was really something. But getting into the season, it started off showing Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Jackie, doing with Dr. Damon or whatever, doing COVID tests and things like that, which I thought was like, you know, a nice little segue because they talking about, okay, so what are we doing in it? And it's just funny. I love them as a duo. Like I really love when it's them and Simone. But Simone really on some other stuff this season. I'm gonna get into that a little later. But just seeing Jackie and Heavenly, like I really do think that they, like two people come from the same cloth. Like they really are birds of a feather that flock together. I love how Heavenly, because I also watch Heaven Help Us. I also watch Heaven Help Us, which is like one of my little inspos or whatever. And I think it's so funny because Dr. Heavenly will always be like, Dr. Jackie, a messy ass bitch. Don't be fooled by how y'all see her. She all pretty proper, but she messy as hell too. And like I think it's like nice to see. I feel like Heavenly brings out more of that side to her. Granted, I just started watching Married to Medicine the first season Contessa came in, so I don't really know the background, the history, whatever, how Dr. Jackie is, but like I've seen her on other shows and just the way she carries herself, very much so prim and proper. I don't really see her really unwind and let loose and have fun other than when I see her, like when I see Jackie with Dr. Heavenly, or Dr. Heavenly, Jackie and Simone. The thing that I liked at the beginning, so making that contrast from the doctors or the women in the medical field, the doctors, whatever, to a doctor's like showing Toya, and she just riding around her little nice little bougie neighborhood talking about how she just loves the suburban life, honey, which I ain't mad. Toya got the best. Baby, Toya don't gotta work, and she living like lap of luxury. Like, Toya get everything she want. She dating and running that household, I'm sure, because Eugene's just the nicest thing. But it was funny because she was riding around with her sons and they little Harris golf cart or whatever, and they were like, oh, like we love this neighborhood, like by me, like blah 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 blah, love you living here. And she was like, yeah, all you gotta do is be a doctor and be whatever and go to school. And then one of her kids was like, well, you're not a doctor. And that gagged the hell out of me. Because one, my mom would have popped me cameras and that. But two, it was just so funny, just their dynamic. Like, mama, anyway, yes, I do want to go to school, or I should go to school and do all these things, but like, you didn't, so let me know your secret. Because maybe I want to be taken care of too, mommy. Because and then, like, they show poor little Eugene, like I said, he's such a good guy. So, a lot of the folks, so Dr. Heavenly's a dentist, Dr. Jackie is an OBGYN, Dr. Simone's an OBGYN, Contessa works in occupational medicine, Scott is a family physician, I think that's all the doctors. And like, you know, Eugene, besides, and Dr. Damon, he has his own practice, and I think he works in like trauma or something like that, pain, whatever. But he has his own practice, so separated, isolated. Dr. Eugene is the only one who really, like, or not the only one, but he's like really in the trenches. Like, he is an ER doctor, so I'm just like, dang, I know he going through like having to not only experience like the rapid, like, you know, influx of people coming in with COVID, but like seeing how it changed, because we ain't know nothing about it when it first came on the scene, and seeing like that progression that it made. And I'm just like, oh, I feel bad for him. And he came into the house sanitizing, taking off his clothes, like all of them, they showed them taking off their clothes, their little routine, made me feel like I was back at home when COVID first started. Child. Anyway, and then Toya was like, oh, babe, miss you, where you been? Girl, we're in a Pandaroni. Like, why are you acting like this? Like, I get it, because I'm sure that, like, for the doctors and for the people in the medical field who really had, and just anybody in general, like, COVID has had, like, a shift, or has a burden, a load, whatever you want to call it, on people's relationships. 1,000% agree, 1,000% get it. I mean, I don't know, child, I'm even single. But I'm just saying that, like, you know, I'm sure him being a doctor like that hasn't really made their home life the best. But she over here talking about, yeah, I miss dressing up and like going out places and you doing this and you doing that. Girl, can you be just thankful that your husband is like safe from harm and like he's not like, that he's good? Like, and I'm sure Toya is like that. Like, you know, they ended a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm sure Toya isn't just like, anyway, so enough about work, let's do something. But just her little attitude, like, girl, where the empathy at? Where's the empathy at? Like, I hope they show that. But Toya's fun. I enjoy Toya. She's a nice little addition to the cast. I mean, she's been on the show, but like, you know, I do enjoy the life that she continues to bring, because they're on like season 7 or 8. I don't know. I should know these things as I'm reviewing them. But yeah, really love. So we get to the Metcalfes, which, congratulations, Contessa. You got your little MPH, girl. Like, which, girl, I just know they family is living it up. Like, both of them doctors, like, Contessa just got this another degree that she ain't really need. Like, I know they are living the life. And child, I know they kids are spoiled as hell. I know they kids wild as hell too. Cause baby, but it was nice sort of seeing that, like, the two doctors, like, they have their own little routine, and okay, I just washed off and like whatever, washed the hospital or whoever offered me, like, you next before you touch me, look at me, kiss me, whatever we doing. Like, you know, it was just cute seeing them come into their house or whatever. And then I was like thinking, now who got they dang on kids? Cause baby, the Metcalfe kids, I don't know what it is about them. Like I said, like I watched the show when Contessa came on, so I sort of seen her journey in the ebb and flow with her, like the people who she had watched her kids. I'm like, girl, who's about to watch them in COVID at that? So it was just so funny seeing Scott's niece and her girlfriend, like with their crystals and, you know, meditation and lotions and potions and all that stuff, because that does not look like anything that the Metcalfes will have normally going on. So yeah, they definitely don't look like nothing that the Metcalfes just normally got hanging on or are going on with their lives. So it was just really funny and really just interesting to see, like, the holistic wellness approach. And like, I'm curious, they need to bring a doctor from like a holistic wellness sort of background. Like, I'm curious to see how they will go in with that, because, you know, medical stuff is like very like sciencey and like specific terms. And well, I'm sure this crystal, like, you know, it was cute because this was like, yeah, this crystal, what does this crystal do and what helps them calm down? Because her kids be, baby, the Metcalfe kids. And then they showed Jackie's home. Jackie and Curtis has a beautiful home. I'm glad they got the renovations and stuff all done. Like, baby, I just want like a fourth of Jackie's money, baby, and I'll be set for life. Like, I don't even got to, like, baby be working and hustling and bustling. But yeah, I like really like, I think it's really cute. Curtis, little whatever. I think that's cute. I don't really too much care for Curtis, because around the time when I watched the show, it was allegations about him. So I'm next. But love Dr. Jackie. She's such a sweet. So then they zoom back to Heavenly's house or whatever, and Heavenly, oh my goodness, Heavenly looks like the type of person, like, I have a close friend who's just like that will have a mask on, but it'd be like this. Cover your nose! I was like, come on, Heavenly girl, like. I know they have to get like tested like 3 times a week, and they, for the most part, good, or they wouldn't be filming. They wouldn't have these people in their house. But like, come on, girl. Like, I know y'all like y'all not new to this, y'all true to this stuff, but y'all walk around willy nilly. Like, I feel like I'm in their house, like just in their house, and to be that, the camera's got to be there, which means y'all got other people who just in y'all house. But I don't know. I guess they was just happy to get to work and all that stuff. And it was nice. They was setting up, like, you know, Heavenly was having a little birthday party for Damon. And then they showed a little scene. You know, the wives coming in. They introduced the new wife, Anila, who is one of Toya's neighbors to be. And she looked cool. She looked all right or whatever. The first episode, I don't know what she was really giving or what she really was supposed to give. Second episode either, but from the trailer, she looked like she's going to be a nice addition to the cast. And the other housewives, or the other wives, say that she is a nice addition to the cast. And oh my goodness, so they're talking. They bring up Simone and like the whole Simone Jackie thing. Like, when I tell y'all, like, and the thing is, I really do be trying to relate to Simone so much because I think that we're very similar. We're very loud. We're very passionate. Like, very, like, I need to see what her zodiac sign is. You know, the girls be saying zodiac signs. But, like, I really do be relating to her in a lot of ways. Because she be like, but she's so petty, too. Which I am a little petty, but, like, I feel like I haven't been that petty about a friendship since, like, high school. Like, when I tell y'all, I used to be one of those friends when my friends had a significant other. And I call them at night, and they'll be like, oh, I'm on the phone with Bae. And I'm like, okay, I didn't talk to you all day at school. It's like, well, I didn't talk to Bae either. And I'm like, okay, who you no longer? Like, I most definitely was one of those types of friends. And we thank God for deliverance. And we thank God for growth. But it was just like, Simone, girl, it shouldn't hit you that hard. Like, I get it that Jackie is your friend, Jackie is your good Judy, Jackie is your girl. Y'all been friends for 23, 20, however many years. And you a little hurt because you feel like she more so with Heavenly. But she didn't say, F you, I'm on the Heavenly. She just said Heavenly is also my friend. And like, you know, we just as close. Which I know hit a little different. Because, you know, 20-year friendship to not even 10-year friendship, like 8 or so years. But, like, let's grow up. Let's get out of it. So that was, like, a little, like, whatever. And they were talking about it on it wasn't a bus. They rented a little, they rented something to get on their way there. Which I'm like, baby, money. Just to be like, all right, let's go ahead and buy this car service. And we're going to be here. And then the car service is going to be here. We're going to be drinking. We're going to be lit. Toya was lit. Okay? Toya was lit. That's how, like I say, Toya got the best deal out of everybody. I love Dr. Heavenly, I love Jackie, I love Simone, I love all of them. But Toya just be chilling, she be drinking, she be with her kids, she just be living life. That's what I'm trying to do. It was just interesting to see everybody talk about it. So, like, you had Contessa and Jackie in one vehicle, and then you had Anila, Dr. Simone, and Toya in another one. And, like, you know, they're telling her, like, well, we know that there's love there. We know that there's feelings there. And we know that there's still, which, duh. And then Simone gonna have the nerve to say, well, maybe I misjudged the friendship. You don't misjudge on 20 years, Simone. Like, that's what I'm saying. But sometimes I'm that petty. And when you hit me, baby, you hit me and you cut off and you gone and I compartmentalize. And it's like, yeah, we were friends. We were actually really close friends. Inseparable. But I guess we separated, huh? So I get it. But I'm just like, let it go. Like, let it go. And don't bring this into another season. Because it was real rocky at the end. And y'all talked about it at the reunion for about 2-3 sessions. Or the 2-3 parts of the reunion. Like, let it go. And also, you know, COVID really interrupted a lot of things. Because a lot of people were scheduled to film. And then filming had to get paused until, like, they found out, like, better precautions or whatever for filming. So, like, I get it. I wholeheartedly get it. That you haven't seen these people in about a year or so, and like you haven't really thought about it, and like you still hurt because like y'all didn't get a chance to really like mend and whatever, especially working in the medical field. Like they probably was in it. So I get that, but I'm also like, and everyone talked about like how, you know, COVID showed them how life is so short, and how like they really appreciate like just the people they have in their lives and this and that. Like you would think that would be grounds for like, let's just reconnect, let's bury the hatchet. Like, we'll talk about it another time, we'll talk about it when we're not filming, but let me just try to at least be pleasant to be around. And Simone don't really seem pleasant to be around. I don't know her, But she just don't seem pleasant to be around. And then Anila over here, they laugh and talk about we going to Heavenly, we can't go to restaurants, we can't go to 5-star restaurants, so let's go to Heavenly little 3-star house or whatever, which is like, funny shade, whatever. Then they get there, Heavenly over here in her half mask and her little, they call it PPE, I just call them the face shields. And it cracked me up because they were doing the testing of the thermometers. And it cracked me up because I think I want to say it was Contessa, it was Contessa. She was like, yeah, that doesn't really help. It's like not indicative of any like COVID symptoms, but it's cute for show, and I'm gonna let her have that. She's just a dentist. She don't know better. And I love that little fun shade that they be having with Heavenly, talking about, girl, you're not really a doctor, you a dentist. Which, I mean, like, you're not an anesthesiologist. I get it, everybody. I mean, I'm not definitely not going to the medical field, so I won't even be nothing. But I'm just like, I'm tired of this same tired ass joke. Like, I get it. She's not a doctor. Ha 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 ha. She's not a medical doctor. Ha 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 ha. Give her whatever. Next. And then everybody get there. The husbands get there, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, we're there for Damon. We're not really there for Heavenly," which I think is just so interesting. One, you there for that check. Let's be very clear, y'all. This is y'all's first group scene, and y'all want to make sure y'all get that check and make sure y'all be in that episode, and make sure y'all not left on out, sitting at home, twiddling your thumbs and your fingers, eating instant ramen or whatever y'all got in the house. They too rich. They probably got chefs making them instant ramen. Yeah. Just seeing Simone very territorial, it was whatever. And so, I mean, it was a good show. It was a good first episode. But during the whole first episode, I'm like, where's Mariah? And it's not that the cast wasn't given. The cast, I think it was a cute little introduction back into the game. Like I said, I love Married to Medicine ladies. I think they bring that genuine, that's fun. And they don't really go that deep down in the gutter below the bell art. Like I said, I just started watching when Contessa came. I don't even know what season Contessa came. So I don't think that they really give it too much. But I will say that, I'm just interested to see, what is Mariah doing in COVID? How does this affect her family? I feel some type of way. Granted, I, didn't start it off, but, to say Mariah was one of the, creative producers, whatever, started off, they just pay her dust. She can't even be a friend of the show, Quad and them. They didn't even show Quad, and I wasn't really thinking about Quad. That's my girl too, but she not in either. Before I get to episode 2, I forgot a little thing. First, it was awkward seeing Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone when they see each other for the first time, and Jackie just oh hey girl, and oh my goodness, y'all know each other. Y'all be at the same hospital. We work at the same hospital and don't be talking to each other. Y'all know y'all heard. Embrace that. Speaking of that, step into that. And then it was funny because when Dr. Simone came and was Dr. Heavenly, and she's like, I just have an amazing marriage and it's just perfect. And, and then Simone was like, yeah, keep telling everyone that. Keep on telling everyone that. And then, I guess I did forget the ending. Toya was her goddamn own mind. Over here eating Toya was drunk, okay? She over here eating them crab legs. She over here, when I tell you, y'all fake as hell. Y'all fake. Y'all had a fake makeup. Y'all not really friends. And that's the reason why y'all can't repair nothing, because y'all fake. F y'all. And got up. And then told Heavenly, STFU. Shut up, girl. Shut up. And Heavenly's like, girl, Toya, I ain't gonna be too many of them B words. You're gonna be looking at the ocean, like Nene said. But she was like, Toya drunk. I'm gonna let her have it. I'm gonna let her have this, which I like Heavenly. She ain't get super combative and was like, well, you don't you tell me in my house. She was like, girl, Toya, calm down now. And then they went into, then they said to be continued and go back into the set. So then they bring it back in, and it starts back off where it left off at the little, at the party. They acting a fool. Toya go over there with the husband, talking about, I'm tired of your wife, I'm tired of your wife, and I'm just tired of the fakeness. And then Curtis gonna say, so you brought that over here? And I just love that the husbands and the Married to Medicine husbands, besides, one or two of them, well, really one, be really just I'm out of it. Baby, look, I'm not in it at all. And that's what cracks me up, because it's other franchise husbands be like, oh, baby, I'm in for the tea. Who we mad at? So it was just nice to see that, Kurt's girl, man, go somewhere with all that. And then Eugene, being the good guy he is, all right, y'all, we about to head on out. Let me go get her straightened out or whatever, and let me take her out. And then it was just like Dr. Simone and Neela, Dr. Jackie, Heavenly, and Contessa or whatever, who was still at the little, in the circle. And then Heavenly tried to shift gears a little bit and like, so Simone, like, what's going on between us, girl? Like, I'm tired of kissing your ass. Like, come on. Like, I'm tired. I'm just so tired. Like, why are we still beefing when it really wasn't that deep? It was some tweets your husband tweeted at me. I tweeted him back and I clapped back on that ass. And like, can we move forward? Can we move on? Can we like be in a better place at least? And you know, Dr. Simone being, you know, Betty Betty. Yeah, girl, like, we good, we fine, like, you know, and, you know, saying, like, our stuff really wasn't that deep, because it wasn't, and then, like, Heavenly was like, and, you know, keep me out the middle of it, I don't want to be in the middle of it, and she was like, you're not in the middle, whatever, and I think it was funny, they showed a clip, Contessa was talking about, you know what, I'm tired of being a bouncer, I just want to be the pretty girl that comes to parties and just, you know, just be having fun. And it was so funny because she was in like every fight that Heavenly had with somebody or Heavenly get into with somebody. Mariah, I don't even know all the people in the clip, but it was just so funny that Contessa was like, girl, come on. Which Contessa look, Contessa like, hey, ain't nobody about to, we ain't about to do that. We ain't gonna do it like that. We doctors. We got stuff to lose. So I really do like Contessa for that. And I just love Damon little comments. Damon be like, man, calm down. Like, cause then Heavenly and Simone end up getting at words and they, you know, beefed up and all this stuff. And I'm just like, y'all are beefed up for no reason. Y'all are beefed up for no reason. Y'all beefed up with some high school stuff. Like, honestly, and you know, I'm nobody record me but myself, child. So I can't say, but I feel like if I was on the show, I'm not about to keep on giving life to something. You gonna keep on, like, I'm definitely one of those people, I used to be one of those people who gotta get, like, the last word or don't tit for tat and, like, this and that. At this point, if we talked about it, we hashed over it, we done. Like Jackie said last season, received, done, over. And then, you know, before I move off from that, here go Anila, like, girl, you cute, you pretty, but I love her ride or die, though. I don't know, none of y'all, I'm here with them, let me roll out with them. Chill, and she don't throw her little shade at whoever, but girl, when you know you're gonna be on like an ensemble cast and you know you're gonna like intertwine, like, yeah, be loyal, but girl, like, you know, tread lightly a little bit, you know, be on your P's. But granted, I'm not like that either, so who can I expect for anybody else to be like that? And Toya was talking about her sons and how she didn't like her, so, you know, she lives in the suburbs, she moves to the suburbs, the white suburbs, because when they showed the clip from episode 1 of all the people, and she was like, it's just nice being a housewife and going to events and being in a tennis club and this and that, and they over here drinking. Girl, usually like the only black person and one of the only people of color besides Anila there. She don't even live in the neighborhood yet. So she was talking about how she didn't really like the reception to Black Lives Matter and how it really wasn't talked about. But girl, of course it's not talked about when it's one out of 500 kids there that's maybe black, or like, you know, your 2 sons probably the only ones who are black. So I think that that's very important too, and like I think that's a lesson, and I wish that, I'm glad that she caught it a little early on. Like, you know, I have a few friends, I grew up in a homogenous little black area, girl, so they're very segregated. So I was around a lot of people of color, marginalized folks, minoritized, colored folks, growing up until I graduated high school. So it was nothing new to me, but I think it's important to have people be around people who look like them and understand their struggle and stuff, especially in this climate. I mean, it's been this, like, you know, it's just people can't sit there and say, oh, I didn't even know it was that bad. Like, girl, you sitting at home, you ain't know what was that bad. Like, you're sitting at home. So I think that it was important and cognizant to see how people receive and like, let's move and let's redirect. And I love that little ambition. Let's keep it going. And then Toya, of course, had to say, yeah, it was $25,000 for tuition. And, you know, I can walk you back. Toya, we get it. Y'all got money. We get, like, Toya just, but that's going to be me when I get some money. Nah, I'm not about to be saying all the prices, but. And then they talked about, they showed the Metcalfe or whatever, and they talked about them sort of getting their new, space in the joint venture, and I'm like, y'all showed up to the party separately. Y'all was beefing at that wedding when Tessa went to get her little degree. So y'all think it's smart for y'all to work together? I don't know. I can't really do nothing, child. I work in sales. I got a background in education. I don't think I'm gonna be working with any of my significant other because I don't want you doing either of that. I want you doing something that brings in the money bags. Because if I'm not, you have to. But I think it may be smart, like, you know, wealth building, child, getting their money, getting their Kool-Aid, getting their coins, you know, getting their coins together, and like, you know, they can just invest into one business other than having all these separate businesses. I don't own a business. I don't have a business. All I got is a little YouTube chat page and my social media. So, you know, what do I know? But getting into a joint venture with somebody who we really not seeing eye to eye, even counseling sessions for that we in, like, I don't think it's the smartest thing. But they've been married, they got kids, they know they ain't going nowhere. So I mean, I guess they also are like, well, girl, anyway, let's get this man, let's get this check. Then they showed Heavenly with Funky Dineva, who I love. Like, I love them two together. When they used to do, I don't know if they still do, child. I stopped watching YouTube like a while ago. But when they used to do like the Heaven Help Us together, and she would have him filming or whatever. Like, I really do like that little relationship. I really do like how they key. Like, I love me some Dr. Heavenly. If you don't know, Dr. Heavenly is definitely my favorite cast member. And if they say a lot about me, then it do. Dr. Heavenly is my favorite cast member of Married to Medicine. Because she's just real. She brings it. She messy as hell. And like, you know, all those things. But she educated too. And she don't take things too seriously, which I love. Like, you're on the show. You're here for entertainment. You are to be the entertainment. So like, let's not take ourselves too seriously. And also, like, you know, we have brands and we have things that we need to protect and things like that. But once again, you're on the show. So you already knew what you was at risk of before you got on it. So the fact that I feel like Heavenly really take that in stride, and that's what I messed with in her spiritual journey. But yeah, I love them. I love seeing Heavenly in her thing, and I love seeing all of them in their thing. But you see Dr. Jackie and Simone like sort of in like consultations, but you actually can see Heavenly, like, you know, in the teeth. And this is COVID, you know. But that was cute. And then they showed Anila. Beautiful gowns, nice gowns. She cool. Her family's cute. Her kids got A names too. I feel some type of way when people have like, when all of their kids have the same like initial letter, or you know what I'm saying, like all A names. Her name Anila, one of her kids name Avir, and the other one name Mariah or something like that. I don't know. I feel some type of way about that, but I mean, it was fine. She was cute. Supporting B castmate is what she's giving, but she on the blog, she on Broadway, I'm at home. But yeah, she talked about being a fashion blogger and like a journalist, and she talked about like her trajectory, which I think is cool. Like, I think it's cool to, like, she's not just a wife. So I do like that aspect of like, she's not just a wife sitting at home like I'm trying to be. She actually did have a career, and like lived in New York and stuff like that, and like now she's just trying to whatever she's trying to do. But yeah, I really was paying that much attention to her scenes. But then, okay, so they showed Simone and Dr. Simone and Cecil and their son for his graduation party. And y'all, it was cute. He came up in the porch. I was like, who's in that porch? Girl. Oh, to have money where your son just casually dropping the porch. But we love that. Especially, we love to see black, you know, excellence thrive in that way. I was happy to see that they were able to still celebrate their son's like accomplishments and achievements or whatever. Graduating, that's a big feat. Like, you know, high school, undergrad, grad school, like all those things. Like, it's a great accomplishment. So it was nice that they were able to have that milestone. And then she had a separate party at like one of her practices, or her practice, I don't know. But, and I guess I'm getting a little bit too ahead, but to find out that Jackie was the one who delivered Simone, Dr. Simone's baby, and she wasn't invited to the graduation party because Simone said, oh, well, she not my day-to-day. Now, that was a little messed up, and I really like that. And it's just, those are the things that's like, that's a major milestone that I just missed. And I know, like, that's dang near TT Jackie. Like, I just know that they have some type of relationship, especially with the relationship that Simone and Jackie have. So I think that was a little odd, it was a little nasty. And granted, like, you know, Jackie can still celebrate him. Like, it's not the end all be all. Like, yes, he had a party and stuff like that. But like, Dr. Simone, don't sit here and say, well, you know, she's not in my day-to-day, so I don't really think about it. when she delivered your baby? And you and Neela over there, you ain't even that cool with Neela, I know that. Like, I mean, actually, I don't know that. I don't know anything. I don't know y'all in real life. But, like, you know, you got Toya and them there, like, you having all these people, and then they gonna make a joke about, oh, look, Jackie. Petty. But, you know, Simone, this the bed she wanna lay in, girl, so let her do it. She grown, she know what she doing, so power to her. But I think that was a little shady, that was a little nasty. But it was cute seeing Simone and Cecil talk about, because now I'm looking at my notes again, but seeing Simone and Cecil talk about, like, you know, when they met and this and that, and, like, you know, Morehouse and Spelman and stuff like that, and and she was like, I didn't know what he, if I would know he drove that car, we probably wouldn't even be here. I love the happy moments and, like, the goofy, silly moments that Dr. Simone have, and, like, when she in her bag, when she live at 5, like, I love that. But when she nasty about this whole Jackie stuff, I don't want to see that all season. I don't care to see that all season. Both of y'all can go from the show, and you know that you're, like, the core part of this, like, show, like, the core part of the group, because y'all were friends for the longest, and, like, you know, all these people are sort of attached through y'all. So I don't know. Maybe Simone want to be Queen Bee child, and she want to, you know, tussle and have a little tussle for her, you know, season story. They talked about. So, like, I mean, that was basically it. Like, you know, they had some other things, like, I want to say Heavenly and Simone talk, all these types of things. Overall, I'm really getting into Married to Medicine. It is, like I said, one of my favorite reality TV franchises. So thoroughly love me some Married to Medicine Housewives. But I don't really know how I'm feeling about how everything is about to transpire. Like, I thought, child, look, I'm over here at work. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing my job. But, like, you know, I thought that, you know, they would have put some of this stuff behind, and, like, you know, if y'all gonna be beefing, at least beef over something new. Don't beef over the same stuff that y'all said y'all was over. Because we tired of that. We tired of that same reused, recycled storyline. But I'm interested to see how Neela get in the mix. Clearly, I ain't gonna lie. Now, like I said, I love this show, but clearly they struggling if they gonna bring back Carrie Wells, Lisa Nicole, like, Quad is a friend, like, they bringing all these people to the cast. If you got to go through the past, at least from what my experience and watching these shows, if you got to go through the past, it really wasn't that much material or content for the season, so you just was, like, grasping, pulling for straws. But anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe, please share with your friends and all those things, and stay royal.